All right, going back on what I was saying. Segment in King Kong and Godzilla. You have Godzilla, the first one, 2014, and it sets up kind of like this extended universe. Like they're going to have this company called Monarch that monitors all these like
I forgot about all
these
crap.
Mutos. I like the word kaiju that they used in like Pacific Rim.
Great movie.
They call them Mutos in the Godzilla verse, but basically it's like the massive unidentified terrestrial organism or something like that, right? Basically means the Titans. So you had Godzilla, and then they did King Kong, or like just Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
It was basically set in the 1970s in the same universe. Then they did Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Kong.
King of the Monsters.
Kong. It's not King
Because he's not the king.
It's Kong.
He's going to
Everything's
fight
rebooted, we
the
know
King of
this.
the No, that's why they're not calling it that. That's why I'll give a little spoiler here, because it's not a spoiler, but it's my prediction. You got Kong Skull Island. You got Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Godzilla becomes the King of the Monsters via beating King Ghidorah in that movie, and he becomes, the King of the Monsters. And I think, I have a feeling that Kong is going to beat Godzilla and become King Kong.
But how does he beat him though? Because as you just said, fucking
I don't think it's gonna go well.
Godzilla is an invulnerable atomic fire-breathing alien, and
no alien.
Fucking
not an alien,
Kong is
like he's an Earth. He's like basically like
oversized lizard from nuclear.
He's like a
radiation.
fucking
right.
Yeah, he's like a nuclear anomaly, and Kong is just a big monk, right? So
that's the weird part, actually.
Q monkey
now,
flip, if we can
what
get
we
that
see,
in.
that's all I'm saying. Like looking at just the intangibles alone. Kong in that Kong Skull Island is only about 100 feet tall, about 104 feet. Godzilla is way up in the 400 feet range. So he's going to be 4 times bigger. But they said in that Kong movie...
Agility though, right?
They said in the Kong movie that he's only a child and he's still growing and he's at 100 feet. So it's been 50 years now since the first Kong movie. And so when they collect Kong, as we see in the trailer, he's the same size as Godzilla now.
Okay. That Kong movie was pretty whack as well, man.
It was not good.
There was this moment.
I'm a big fan of the Peter Jackson Kong. That was a shit smear of a movie compared to the Peter Jackson one.
They did so well and paid homage to like the old ones.
Well, it was a shoehorn movie. It was one of those movies that they just kind of made so that they could set up Kong versus Godzilla. They didn't have to put much effort into it.
Dude, there's this whack, because you said you haven't seen it yet. There's this whack moment, dude, with Samuel Jackson. Just for the heck of it being Samuel Jackson. I don't even think that guy tries to act as anything other than Samuel
Himself.
Jackson anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The typecast.
There's this fucking part where he literally stares down Godzilla. King Kong.
Yeah. Through some fire.
Dude.
Through some fire.
King Kong is like fucking like
100-foot ape.
destroying
Yeah, what
like,
would you
the
say?
army.
What would you do if you just were staring at King Kong?
Dude, what would I do looking at a normal gorilla if they were right in front of me? I'd probably be shitting pants.
Yeah.
Cincinnati
no
Zoo,
shit.
dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't go very well. Never mind King Kong.
The way that I love the way that Joe Rogan talks about apes and like gorillas, and he's like, dude, if there was as many gorillas and monkeys as there were humans, we'd be fucked. And then he goes, oh, fuck, he's so good. You got to go and watch those when he's blazed off his
I'm
head.
gonna watch these movies.
Excited.
No,
you don't really
Gotta
have
get
to.
caught up in
No,
it.
no,
There's
no,
3 movies you gotta watch. You gotta catch up on these.
Because
There's 3.
I fucking love me some Pacific Rim.
Yes,
dude.
okay, good.
Not the second one.
Thank
the
you for
first
bringing it
one.
up.
The first one is. I love that movie.
I'm
I
glad you
love
brought that up
movie.
because I've been telling the lads for a while now. It's one of my guilty pleasure films. Pacific Rim is the best monster movie that doesn't take itself seriously outside, you know what I mean? Like outside of like Jaws and like,
and stuff.
like the Kong, like the King Kong with Peter Jackson, King Kong. It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim is obviously like a Transformers. Like it doesn't really.
And this is where you hate me, right? Because you've been asking me that for years, and it was just something that was out.
So good,
something
dude.
to do with some
So have you
friends
never
one day.
finished it or never watched it?
He's never watched it.
first
He watched
one.
the second
Dude,
one, dude.
that's actually sad that you haven't seen
Also,
that
Charlie
movie.
Day's in it
Do you know
too,
what?
and he's
Here's
the
the
most
most-
Charlie Day in that role.
Do you know what I love about
The
that
worst
movie?
villain.
I love, all right, first of all, the sense of desperation, like how you really feel like the Earth is fucked.
Yep.
And because the threat is so large. And the second thing is that they don't come from space.
Yeah.
They come from the ocean. And I thought that was just... It's
cool. Yeah.
That was so clever. Like, I love watching them fight, like, way out from land, like, out in the ocean. That's a good way of... not involving the cities, not seeing the cities get
CGI
fucked
be
up.
hard for that as well.
Yeah, dude, out in the ocean.
Dude, the CG's great in the movie.
Dude,
it's very,
it's
it's
so
very
good.
possible considering like
Very
what
well
you're trying
done.
to pull off.
So yeah, you would hate me because I didn't watch the first one, and then just so it happened like that weekend or whatever, I had some friends saying they were going to see a movie. I got there and they're like, "Oh, this is all that's really on. Let's watch that."
So you watched Uprising.
So I watched the second one, and
Dude, I'm sorry. John Boyega can smoke my natch.
Dude,
I hate the second one.
It's up there with like fucking
Suck my ass,
Jupiter
dude.
Ascending and Fantastic for me. It was pretty horrible.
You mean down there, like way down in hell,
Sorry,
where those movies
I'm
belong?
thinking like up there with the worst movies.
So
in the
Pacific Rim, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is basically what King Kong versus Godzilla is, except it's humans building giant fuck off transformer machines
so
to battle these
meets Godzilla.
kaiju, which are like the monsters that keep coming out of this, out of the ocean. And it is just, you got what's his name,
cool.
Charlie Hunnam. You've got Idris Elba,
Yeah.
dude,
Jen Fleischman,
and also. You know as well because you're a Hellboy fan. It's the same director as Hellboy, Guillermo del Toro directs.
Yeah.
And
Also,
he's
can we
got a
just talk
great
about
stylistic touch to
Great
his movies.
name too.
Yeah,
Come on.
I can't even pronounce
Del
it
Toro,
correctly. Is it Guillermo or something?
Guillermo.
I know Del Toro, and that sounds pretty awesome.
Guillermo. I
last
think
name
it's
Delta.
Guillermo or something. But
Spanish
Something
for like
about,
a fighting chicken.
Yeah.
Something
He's
about
done
like
some good
Dean
movies,
Allen,
man.
like a last name like DeLorean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking Del Toro.
That's a great name.
Around that dude, he just fucks some bitches.
Spanish.
That's a name you can-
Pan's Labyrinth,
Yeah,
Hellboy.
That's a
He's
name
done
you can set your
The
watch
Shape
to.
of Water
Yeah,
won the
yeah.
Oscar. That's all.
He could be in the mafia. He could be like a fucking tennis player. He could be whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
director, but
Soccer enthusiast.
Yeah.
That's a great
Del Toro.
porn name as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
Del Toro.
What can't you do, dude? You'd be like the best astronaut in the fucking galaxy. You know what I mean? Like,
You'd be fucking with Angela
Yeah.
White or something
Alright,
if you
so
had a
Not an
last name
astronaut.
like that.
Astronaut you need a strong name.
yeah,
Armstrong, dude, like
yeah,
strong.
That's literally got
Buzz
strong.
Aldrin. Your name's Buzz, or you got Armstrong.
How weird is that,
That's
man?
the space travel names.
Yeah.
all right. Let's do like a prediction for the movie then. I know you haven't really seen it, but you're just going off based off like. Have you even seen the trailer?
I was going to go
Well,
beyond that.
I think I already.
Come on, this
get
is
the
pretty much
premise.
the bare-
If they're fighting, they're gonna make Kong win.
Who do you think? Who do you think should win?
I think that fucking Godzilla would smoke
Godzilla.
everything, but I
Godzilla.
think that Kong is going
Godzilla.
to win that
Let them fight.
for the movie's sake. Because he's technically the hero, I guess. You'd make him
Underdog.
out to be the hero.
They made the stupidest thing in the first Godzilla, dude. Is what really did me in with the movie, and I was already like, oh, kind of dragging on. It was kind of weird and black and white fight. It's alright, but whatever. They fuck at the end of it. They have this stupid shoehorn little fucking prissy thing, which is like as Godzilla has destroyed the city fighting these monsters and goes back into the sea. They have like on a TV screen, Godzilla. Hero? Question mark.
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Fucking hero, dude.
so someone's still alive to make the fucking news
What are you
broadcast.
talking? He just destroyed
Who's
half
making a news
fucking
broadcast when there's a city getting
It's
destroyed?
like hero. Like it's like they literally tried to like. What do you call it? Like expediting, like putting into text form in front of you the narrative that they're trying to put.
Yeah,
he's a
it's a good
hero
way of
because
putting
yeah. I remember like I watched it with Kyle, and he's like, "What do you reckon the Justice League's gonna like call him up
Yeah.
next time? He's got his little fucking glasses on the ocean. Oh, the Justice League's calling me. Oh, I guess I'll fucking put my cape on and fucking fly on in with those guys." Like,
Aquaman can take him if he's
Hero,
in the
dude?
ocean.
Yeah, whatever Aquaman came out with in that big Kraken thing
That was
that he
pretty
was
cool,
riding
man.
on,
That was
I'd
pretty
like
rad.
to see that. Yeah, what my prediction is like I wanted to know how you'd think that fight goes down just on the basic level. And it's like Godzilla should just smoke him, as you said. What I think's going to happen is what happened in Batman v Superman. It's basically they're going to fight for a little bit. They'll punchy, fire breath.
can of worms.
And
they
then
become
they'll
friends?
join together against some other force
Yeah, that
and
sounds- yeah.
team up. And
Probably,
that's
huh?
what I think it's going to be. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be like Kong versus Godzilla,
Doomsday.
and they'll fight for a bit, and then Kong will lose, and then they'll fight again, and then Kong will win, and then as they're finishing their second battle, the actual villain will present itself,
Sounds like a storyline.
and I
Yeah.
think it's going to be probably Mecha Godzilla is going to come in and probably fight them
Dude.
both. That's what I think.
Yeah, I heard a thing. How ridiculous does that sound, dude? And I think it's pretty much in the trailers. They have
I'll,
like a thing.
I'll give it a pass because I just said I liked Pacific Rim, which is a giant robots fighting.
But this one looks
fucking
like Godzilla.
monsters.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I
most
mean,
of the time.
short of doing fucking Kong Origins or some bullshit like
They
they
did. That was Kong Skull Island.
yeah, again.
So what you see in the trailer too is Kong goes back to his island and accesses some ancient weapon, which is basically like a
was gonna
Thor
say.
axe, which is basically a scale from Godzilla's back, welded, like tied to a tree or like
How-
a giant tree of some sort, and he uses it as
Who
an
does
axe.
it? Who made it?
Could you
His
imagine
ancestors, apparently, to combat Godzilla.
Ancestors,
So what
dude.
they do is,
ancestors?
because they're immune to their own atomic breath, it basically means that he can deflect Godzilla's
Yeah, no, I
fucking
saw
atomic
that.
breath with the scale and like charge this thing and like hit
Could
him
you
with it.
imagine being in like the board meeting for the
Yeah.
people who are
This is a
making
giant
and
monkey
writing
who-
this
yeah.
fucking movie, man, and they're just like, oh, and that's what we're gonna do. But he has a weapon, so it's gonna make it even. 'cause it's
Yeah,
made from this.
he's gonna go back to one of his ancestors and
Fucking-
train like fucking
Yeah.
like the Luke Skywalker of his
Yeah, it's
ancestors.
gonna get Master
Like-
Roshi and just
Yeah,
fucking-
it's gonna be like the whole wax on, wax off kind
Yeah.
of thing, but it's gonna be like trees or something.
I want to know
like
if they're
that.
going to have the montage of him training up.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just like-
Doing push-ups and
What do you
stuff.
reckon? No, he's got like a tree in one hand, and fucking
Yeah.
rock in the other. He's just like doing. Fucking,
yeah, he's doing like the bench press underneath like a big ship
He's got
or
like a
something
ship
like
or
that.
something like that, dude.
Ship.
Yeah, he's got the Titanic above his fucking head.
Anyway, I think they'll punch and fight for a little bit and then they'll fight someone else and they'll join up. That's what I think happens.
All right, should we?
Yeah, speaking of Rocky montages, let's get to fights. We'll talk about Volko.